All right, it's another episode of the RSL Random Fan Podcast. Kind of our first one, preseason for the 2024 season.
It's the first one with the game coming up.
Absolutely. I'm your host, Brant Goebel, joined by
Tyler.
Brennan.
And we are going to share our thoughts on how it will all... We're going to take all the mystery out of it.
Yep.
All the suspense.
Just like last year.
Just like last year, we're going to tell you exactly what's going to happen, how the season's going to end.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just come back in October and...
Tell us what a good job we did.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, I got nothing right last season. Tyler,
nothing.
First season, beginner's luck, I guess. I nailed quite a few of our predictions.
Yeah, you were good that first year.
And Tyler was gloating all off season because of how lucky he got.
Well, you know.
We never heard the end of it.
I think I called the player of the year the first year really, really far off, though.
Yeah, Johnny Menendez, you've got a little bit to make up for Johnny Menendez.
Yeah.
Or he has a lot to make up for me.
Half of the RSL fans don't even know who Johnny Menendez is.
Not anymore.
That's how big of an impact he had.
Yeah, anyway. I thought he was going to nail it. But
so some of the things
whatever.
to get to chat about that we love to chat about, the kits. The kits are out, the new MLS jerseys for this season. Thoughts on, we'll just start with RSL. Thoughts on the RSL kit. Where would you rank that? Is it top
What's
5?
the name of the kit?
I think it's called the Peaks.
The Peak?
The Peaks.
Yeah, and they said that each stripe represented one of the major peaks along the Wasatch Front, and that's why they did that many. And that's why those are in blue, and then the background's red, right? And then they got the yellow stripe. That's kind of what you liked, right?
Yeah.
Is that the only thing you liked?
No, it's just we saw the mock-up a year and a half ago.
A while back.
Yeah. A while back.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tyler. Or Thomas, not Tyler.
Thomas Warren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't have the yellow. And
No.
I got to say, I was so disappointed. I was like, oh, man, that looks awful.
Really?
But then when they put that yellow on, it seems to really tie the room together. You know what I mean? I really enjoy it. I don't think a lot of people like it, but I'm a huge fan of it at the moment.
I like the intro video that Dunny did. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. That's pretty cool. Dunny did a, Uniting Utah kind of thing. Like one lady's like climbing up peaks, another lady's snowboarding, and then Ruiz is out there kicking the ball around. So pretty cool. Pretty cool intro.
Yeah, I thought it was very cool. So let's just go through our thoughts. Maybe we just rate them good, good, bad, or sucks.
I mean, I think
Good, bad, or sucks?
I think we I love RSL one. It's got the blue sleeves. It's got the yellow stripes on top. I think one of the big concerns is the cost. The replica kit's quite a bit cheaper, $60 or $70 cheaper. So, I mean, that's another change. The store used to have its own website and be run independently, and now it changed over to Fanatics.
Yeah,
For real?
Fanatics took over the store. Hopefully that doesn't affect the
quality and the
quality,
diversity that
but
we
it
had with
will affect what they bring in. I dropped by to see if my flat cap had ever showed up yet.
No?
And they said next week.
Oh, that's what they said last week.
I know. They said it's coming though.
Uh-huh.
So they should have an RSL flat cap for all the stylish devils out there like myself.
That's frustrating because, if you look at the store on Fanatics, it's so basic. There's nothing creative on there, realistically.
Yeah, so hopefully
It's the same as everybody else. That's the problem.
RSL was one of the few teams and clubs that had an independent store. We talked to Thomas Warren several times.
Yeah.
And they were incredibly creative. They did say when I talked to the guys that were in the store when I went in to check out the kit and find my flat cap, they did say it will limit. They won't be able to curate what is in the store like they used to. So hopefully that's not foreshadowing for losing the team store, because it's very nice to have that. Go down there and get your
try stuff on, see if I need a 2X or a L.
Get your gear fix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so you can
I have a
show
long
up at the
torso.
game in gear instead of
Yeah.
having to change clothes
Well,
at the
Or
game.
throw it over the top.
We'll go through it on MLS.com. They have all the jerseys. Thought maybe we could do top 3 tiers: top tier, mid tier, and low. And then when we get to the end, you can share your favorite. So the first one was Atlanta.
I think it's nice for a light kit. It's got a blue sort of thing and then like a yellow outline on it. It's got some
different
pattern
from
in the
Atlanta.
background. Yeah.
It's definitely a step in a different direction.
Yeah. I kind of like it.
Yeah,
I put that in top tier. I like it.
Yeah.
yeah, that's because your favorite. You like blue. I mean, they're
Well, I like
light
blue.
blue, white. I mean,
So-
that's right up your alley.
And then Austin.
Austin, I put this bottom tier.
What?
It's kind of boring.
It's kind of yellow.
Oh, it's got a cream.
What color
with
is that? Cream?
It's got to be cream.
This may be one that could move up
Cream
if you see it in
colors.
person.
Says
Which happens
Yeti
all
on
the
it.
time.
I bet you that's just a clean
Nah.
kit, just a nice, crisp and clean. I think it's
So-
aight.
Okay. It's called
So-
the Armadillo.
So are you in the middle?
I'm in the middle.
No,
Middle.
bottom.
I think I'm borderline middle. I'd have to see it in person, but I'm going to stick
Yeah,
with
I'm sticking with bottom,
the bottom. Next.
which is where I think we'll find them at the end of the year.
Yeah, hopefully. Charlotte, Ally. I put this in the middle at first
Once
impression.
again, light blue.
Light
Light blue and
blue.
white.
The
I
light
think there's a
blue.
little bit of favoritism.
It looks like
I
some
think it's
ocean
boring.
waves. I kind of like it.
Well, it's better than some of the other kits we're going to get through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, I'm still putting it
it's
on
got
the bottom.
dark
You,
stripes
you can
up
put it on the
top.
bottom. It's kind of my.
I'm just going to be super negative through
I'd
this
say
entire
middle
thing.
tier. Yeah, I like that one.
Let's see.
Charlotte.
Sorry, we have some technical difficulties. We
It's
just gotta
hard to
learn
click
This
on the
one,
button.
Chicago. You
That-
can follow along. You can go and look and see what we're looking
Yeah,
at on
Chicago is
MLS.com.
very red, and then they have the white stripe across the chest, which takes you back to the year that they came into the league, and the old school Chicago. I think that's what they're trying to get back to, is that old, you know,
Do you know what this takes me back to?
Carvana.
Being in junior high and messing around with the paint program. That's what it brings me back to because it's basic.
Yes, that's bottom
Yeah.
tier for me too.
Yeah, very basic.
You have to click it like
So you
a
click
that
mouse.
little button.
How many times?
This one is terrible. We're looking at the new Cincinnati.
I mean, you can't.
It's so white.
There's only like two ways to do orange, and they decided not to do it very well.
Well, I like this thing on the armpit, under the armpit thing. If they would have done a little bit more of that kind of mixed through it, I think that would have helped. I don't know.
I think they fell short on this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Airball.
definitely bottom tier.
Yeah.
This one, the Raptors.
This one makes me laugh, dude.
This one is just like ours 2 years ago. Our red one 2 jerseys ago.
Yeah, like
The blue and red one with
yeah,
like the,
with
topographical
swims
map
and
or whatever.
Stuff everywhere. Yeah, that
I
one
don't-
makes me laugh. It's the perfect kit for your worst
And do you
neighbor.
know what's crazy? Each square represents the season ticket holders
96.
Yeah.
that they still have.
all 12 of them.
Yeah, I think there's over 200 squares in there. So that's impressive, Colorado.
Oh, just slamming Colorado. Hey,
So
they
bottom tier?
retooled. Yeah.
Oh yeah, bottom tier.
Yeah.
All right.
it's ugly.
This one is probably
This one's so funny too.
the absolute worst one. I've seen.
Columbus.
The Columbus.
It's
Look
so
at
yellow.
me, Charlie Brown. I'm
The
Charlie Brown.
chevron to not chevron look.
It kind of looks like a Charlie Brown shirt.
Oh, whoa! When you say
yeah.
that,
I saw somebody on the internet just going to call them the Peanuts this year, and that fits perfectly. You'd think the MLS champs would get a better kit, but
But they're always so good with their dark kit.
yeah,
That one's always
they're
top
black and yellow
notch.
kit. So this one
Their
for
yellow
me
kit is just a
is
pass.
the bottom tier.
Yeah.
And this one, I think we have some disagreement because this is FC Dallas. It changes from blue to red across the vertically,
From left to right, yeah.
and
I like it. I think it's
I-
cool, just mostly because red and white is kind of our colors too. We have some yellow mixed in, but I kind of like the gentle, fade to the other color. It's kind of cool. It's definitely different, and it's not just white.
it's top tier for me.
it's bottom. It looks like 2004 is coming back.
Well, it's all the range.
I'm pretty sure Usher wore that in his song. Yeah. Yeah, dude.
That was a good performance at the Super Bowl, though.
So
didn't watch
we've
it.
got a bottom tier
Yeah,
and
it
two
was good
top tiers.
stuff. I liked it. Yeah,
Maybe-
it's top tier for me.
We're just not young and hip anymore.
I'm not, a Dallas fan, but I
Top.
think they did it right.
Top,
DC United's black kit. This is top tier for
It's
me.
tight, man. And
Absolutely.
It's got just enough red to
Absolutely.
light it up on
It's
fire.
like that Corvette that's blacked out and then just has hints of red.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
this actually
cool.
might be my favorite kit.
It matches their logo. It deepens the brand. I mean, there's a lot going on there that's just
And I love the undertones, the material.
Hopefully that'll stand out. Like last year with the Beehive kit, the Beehives didn't stand out enough.
No.
Which was a little more pop.
The texture was off. If that's smooth, that's gonna suck. But if it has like different texture on it, oh, that'd be so sweet.
Yeah,
and
looks like
if they wear it with black or red shorts. Red shorts
would be nice with a contrasting black. Yeah.
So that's top tier for me. So we all agree there. This one I go back and forth, and
I put it.
This is the Dynamo.
Yeah. The Dynamo came out with a purple jersey, guys. Like purple.
What?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either. But whatever. There it is. It's purple and it has orange on the outside, and then orange stripes on the sleeves.
It looks like they gave up.
And it looks like there's kind of a fade in there too.
Especially because 2 years ago they had that black with that. Oh, that was their better jersey.
This one might have to see on, but
but this purple
there's not a lot of
thing,
mid-tier kits for me.
No, this one's garbage in my opinion.
Top or bottom. Although Kansas City,
I hate this one because
this is the
classy.
90s. This
it's
is 90s.
Classy. It's almost classy, right? Like it's kind of got the triangles.
I wish it wasn't in grayscale. The picture here. What color is it going to be?
I think it is.
Is that really its color?
It's kind of like that bluish grayish thing going on.
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually the
Diamonds Are Forever kit.
Yeah, it's got the 3 diamonds and it's got them stacked. Like what are there, 15 or so on that?
Oh, one thing this is not showing us is the back of it.
Most of the backs are going to be just plain.
Just plain.
Yeah, Adidas does MLS plain in the back.
Yeah, I think Philly has a better shirt than this, but this one's top tier for me.
I do like this one. This is mid tier for me.
This reminds me of pictures when I was 5 years old.
You are being negative.
I'm not being negative. I'm being real.
What do you think about the Galaxies kit, though? It's pretty white with yellow stripes.
What is their deal with the lines? Like it feels like every year.
They like the sash.
They like the sash, but then they always have lines like they're like the Yankees. You know what I mean? They don't really change their jersey.
Stripes.
I don't understand the connection to LA. Is it it's called the Angelino
kit.
Why?
Because they're all Angelinos.
Angels. I don't. There's stripes.
Angel
going in weird.
No. It's a kit.
No.
This one
no me gusta.
This one might grow on me. I'd have to see it.
Yeah, because if it has blue in it,
if it was
he's
my
gonna like
club, I'd be okay with it. But
I'm going mid table for this.
Kind of looks like
I would put it in mid as well. I do think the gold is a nice touch, but I just wish they did more.
Yeah.
This one I go. This one seems harsh. It's the LAFC. This one's just a tad busy for me. The stripes, vertical stripes. Maybe it's another one you have to see.
It's a lot of gold.
Well, and also that's the thick line to the thin line is a little visually unappealing in certain areas. It's like you look into like a low part and you're like, and then you look up and you're like,
Like I want to really like this one, but it's just mid tier to me.
Yeah,
I'd put it in the mid tier too. This one, Miami, I
love that they got away from the XBTO thing, like the whole crypto. But I love crypto, and I actually trade crypto. So if any of you guys are crypto fans, hit me up there. But but I like that they switched to Royal Caribbean and the big old anchor. And it doesn't say Royal Caribbean; it just has the big old anchor
that goes so
with the
hard.
crown on it, and that hits hard.
I think it hits hard. I think what they should have done though is put the crest on the chest and the Adidas sign on the opposite side, and I think this jersey goes even harder.
Oh,
I would give you that.
They kind of aligned them straight up.
Yeah, I mean, but it is unique. I mean, no other team has it right up at the center. So, I mean, you
cool.
do it for Messi, so that's good.
This is bottom tier for me.
What?
Yeah, I don't like. Maybe it's because of the alignment. It just kind of hurts my eyes. Wow. I'm sorry.
Well, hopefully we kick their butt this week, and anyway, we'll get to that later. But
love it.
Yeah, Minnesota's coming up with
Minnesota last year too
jerseys.
with the purple and black and that
they're light
blue. It was like the what was it? The lights,
Northern Lights.
The Northern Lights. Yeah.
This one's Starry Night.
I want to know who's in charge over there because apparently they want to try stuff.
They got some class though.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good.
This is another one I'd have to see, and the thing that would bother me just looking at it is if you wear that all the time, how much is it going to fade? I always think
that's a funny way to think of it.
Why would it fade?
I don't know, because it's a star.
Well, you know, the
Oh, but
only
it takes
comes
me
out
a
at
few
night.
billion years for it to fade. To go supernova.
well, I could be talked into mid-table.
But a lot of people have put this one on
See,
top.
so it's
the
not enough
best out
white because it
there,
has
so-
blue and light blue. Just it's black. That's the only issue.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
I like
Yeah.
I
You
like
like
the
the white.
concept.
Well,
Maybe
and
if
it
they
did
had
replace
had
their black jerseys.
it's thing of space. Maybe if they had like Saturn rings around the target, that might have been.
Oh,
See
yeah,
this?
there you go.
This with the Miami one,
No.
I would actually think it would look terrible. I like it in the
Oh,
center.
yeah.
I like it in the center. This would have been hard if that was in the center. In the same way with the
The
Adidas
Target
and then
sign.
the crest and then the Target sign. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I think you nailed it right on the head.
Well, I think
there
the
with
Select
Miami
Health
one.
and the logo probably should have been in different places, too, on ours.
Montreal, stripe down the side. I'm kind of partial to this. You don't see it much in the professional ranks. You see it a lot of the times in the rec,
Yeah.
jerseys. But
Yeah,
I
just the
do,
one stripe over the crest and straight
I
down.
do
on
kind
the
of like
side.
this.
Because it's light blue.
No, blue has nothing to do with it.
That's boring.
But
I
it's,
think-
it's just mid tier, if anything. But
It look. Oh, sorry to cut you off, but it looks like if you ever played FIFA and you get one of those kits that just come in a bundle after you win a game or something like that, it's always this one that's like a bronze rating. Like you're always like, oh, cool! I'm never gonna use this one.
To a stripe.
And it's like some team that's like in like Ireland or something like that that you'll never play in that league. And you're just like, ah.
Dundee United or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like it. It reminds me of the Luton Town,
What's that?
Le Main.
the fleur de lis
Le Mans?
and stuff. Oh, it's down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably the fleur de lis, and you got the maple leaf and whatever.
Maple
Yeah.
leaf,
Rose.
avocados.
Yeah,
roses,
it looks like
dandelions.
looks
This
like
one is-
Toronto's
I
kit
don't
last
know.
year.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Nashville's. It's
Very
yellow,
yellow.
with a black stripe right across the chest.
I think it's blue.
Their logo
Dark,
is
dark blue.
unfortunate. Their sponsor, that's unfortunate. I mean, look how basic that lettering is.
Renaissance.
Renaissance.
Whatever Renaissance is. I'm sure it's somebody really important.
You know,
Absolutely. We
it's-
support them 100%.
But this is bottom tier for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very plain, boring.
New England,
Kind of like what they did there, Boston Tea Party kit. They kind of
If you're
got
a
some
Patriots fan, you like this?
stripes with dots, and like they mixed it up a little bit. Red on the top with the white stripes.
for me, it's mid
a little
table,
bit,
mid tier, and it's kind of upper mid tier, but it's not in the top.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'd
I agree
say
with that.
upper mid. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But it's not.
I like it.
It's nice. The Red Bull, it kind of
So
reminds.
busy.
Yeah, I'm out of focus.
Big red with lots of black lines. It looks like, I don't know, violent heartbeats. Nah, like way too pointy to be heartbeats, but
Looks like
Well-
this could be a Real kit for the Philo T. Farnsworth kit. The TV, the guy that invented the
kit.
television,
Yeah,
at least in the United States. And
Oh, I think it's mid.
or it's the UHF.
yeah, there it is.
UHF kit.
UHF. It's the Weird Al kit.
Back in the day before when people had TVs that barely worked,
Yeah,
and it would
there
barely
were
come
two
in.
types.
There were two types.
Yeah, there was UHF and VHF.
What?
Did you not know that?
Yeah, there
No.
was different signals. One of them was more local, like the UHF, like when Channel 20 came in, which was Channel 13. You really had to have a lot of tinfoil on your antenna.
If you're under 40, you have no idea what we're talking
Yeah, I
about.
am so lost here, man.
Dude, you had to... Anyway. You had two different dials on your TV, bro. You didn't know that? You ever seen a TV like
No, I always had a remote for some reason.
that?
Weird.
God, you're young.
spoiled.
Yeah, all right.
This
So Red
bottom
Bull's
tier.
kit sucks.
house?
But I like NYCFC. I like what they did here. They did one shoulder blue, one shoulder orange, and it's a black clean kit. I really, really like that design. Top tier for me.
Yeah, I could go top tier. I think it's really clean. I'd love to see it.
More.
This is one where they could go down, but right now I'd throw it in top tier. I like it.
I think it's better than all the other bottom tier ones.
And it's definitely the best one with orange this year.
Yeah, I would just like to see it integrated through the chest somewhere. Because, I mean, I don't like the solid black.
Well, it's not just black. There's a little gray charcoal kind of pattern underneath it. But
There is?
can you see that?
No.
Move your head over. Try that. Try bobbing your head up and down. It doesn't work if you're a human, but it works if you're an owl.
It is all black.
No. There's a stripe there. 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 There's And a stripe there, and there's a little thing
Those are just
there.
wrinkles.
Those wrinkles, dude.
I think-
oh my gosh.
think it's just
I'm
black?
literally like, dude, this is just black.
it's black?
And he's like, no, it's got all that.
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe
So
it's
the
that.
shirt always looks like it's on the floor when you wear it. It's beautiful. It gives you so much texture.
Orlando, I have no idea what they're doing. I don't
They got
even know
stretch
what,
marks.
I don't know what color it
I don't
is.
understand the stretch marks. Is that
No, that's a
for
stripe.
Orlando Health?
That's a stripe.
Oh, that's a stripe? Oh, I thought it was stretch marks. I mean, like, yeah, we fought obesity. We know we got back and healthy. But unfortunately, we still have the scars of our
Why is
our past.
Orlando adding red to their kit? They've been purple, white, and gold for a long time.
That seems
and
to
now
be
they're
the theme this
adding
year.
red.
They're like outlining the jersey.
I wonder
Yeah.
if the color isn't white and it's like light purple.
I think it is light purple.
So this one, bottom tier, could go up. Not very much. Not
just
very
because
far
the
from
red.
me.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
If they would have
That's a
kept the
weird
red
patch.
gold, I think that's a killer kit.
Is that really their crest or whatever?
Yeah, they changed it
Oh.
to that red lions attacking something thing.
Yeah,
I like the old one with the gold. It was, man.
That's awful.
Yeah.
And this one, Philadelphia.
Top tier for me. Top tier. It's beautiful.
This just screams 90s for me again.
Well, maybe
Like, I'm gonna go
you
through
didn't
all my
enjoy the
photos,
90s
and you're
as
gonna
much as I did.
see all those, like the diamonds, the little this thing going through it.
And it has the. I would agree with you as well. Put the crest
In the
where
middle.
where it belongs.
Yeah, over on the right.
And put the Adidas where it
Yeah,
belongs.
put the crest on the chest. Over your heart, bro. That's where it goes.
And I think that would have been a lot better. This one, I'll put mid tier, but mid table, it could go up for me if I see it.
I think if this Adidas sign was white, I would put this as a top tier.
Yeah,
I think the
like
yellow is super distracting.
Especially there. If it was yellow over here where it belongs, I think it might be a little different.
But why are
Plus
they
you still
sponsored
got
by a
the-
Bimbo?
bread company.
Oh, it's a bread company?
Yeah, Bimbo.
Bimbo's
Bimbo
making
bread.
bread.
I
Yeah,
think they're a
they kinda-
Mexican.
They kind of took over for Wonder as the top bread producer in the United States.
I think they're.
They went with Bimbo,
Mexican
though?
company. Because Bimbo
They could have gone
Yeah.
with like
It
is
was
loaf.
on a lot of Mexican jerseys.
Yeah.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
yep.
Timbers.
Put it up there.
Ugh.
They got rid of the couch
I'm
and
so
they
glad.
decided to go to
You
the
know
beach,
what?
baby.
They upgraded from the couch. The church couch is no longer there, but instead we have pine trees.
Is yours pine trees? It's Portland.
I love the colors. I love that teal.
It's called the Nature Unites kit.
Yeah.
I even went and watched their dumb video that they put out, and I laughed at it the whole time. I'm sorry. It maybe it's just the irrational hatred for Portland, but
We do have that. In
Patch
spades.
Who's
patch in the
Jabella?
middle looks good on this one
why is there a butterfly on it?
because it's DeBella.
Is that their logo?
That's their
Yeah.
logo.
Who's DeBella?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh,
well
I
then-
think they are a
Or is it
contractor.
DeBella?
I think they're a contractor
DeBella.
notorious for ripping off their subs or something like that. I don't know, but I think it is a contractor. I think there was some sort of
Zing-a-zing.
controversy around them, but I think it is a contractor.
Yeah.
If not, we will.
Sure.
I will immediately issue a retraction.
And it's not Sono Bello, for those of you thinking out there that we're going to start singing that song. That's not
Sono
because we are not sponsored. by
Sonobella
Sono
only
Bello.
they only sponsor Sunday league teams for people that could probably use it like myself.
Good stuff.
But I go back and forth. I wonder what it's going to look like on. It's top tier for me,
Top
but
tier.
it could go down because
Bottom tier
Does it
for
look
me.
like they're just sweating?
Yeah.
No.
So we'll see how it goes. But that's top
Beautiful
tier for me.
colorway. I think they could have done it a little bit different, but a beautiful colorway.
Here's the RSL one I saw.
I think it's busy, but I like it. I like busy. I'm wearing the other busy jersey that we did last year, the Hispanico one,
Yeah.
Hispanic Heritage jersey.
Someone did a mock-up where they moved the Select Health logo, the square logo, right to the middle, and then had Select Health
On the
Underneath
bottom?
it,
underneath, not
and it looked better.
lengthwise, next to each other.
Mhm.
And it did look a lot better.
That's the only thing that I hate about this jersey.
Is what?
Realistically,
The logo.
you got the logo and then the words. I don't like it. But I do like the. I mean, if you get rid of
You
the
like the peaks?
Yeah, I like the peaks, but I think it only works because of the yellow. I think the yellow really brightens everything up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Offsets it.
I do like it.
Yellow
I went and
stripes.
took a look at the store, the team store now run by Fanatics, and
Who is
It-
not
it
sponsoring
does
this
look nice.
podcast?
It does.
It does look nice.
Maybe we
No,
can
we're
get-
not sponsored by Fanatics, but we do. We are.
Oh no! We're gonna save it for
Don't
the end.
announce it.
Save it for the end.
Save it.
Holy
Save it.
cow! We're always splurging before we
Jumping
get
the
into it.
gun.
trying to. And this one, I have no idea.
This sucks.
San Jose's dumb. They're just dumb.
What is
That's
their
all I
logo?
wanna
Like,
say
what
to
is
them.
that? What is that?
Like, who even tries to do? What are you doing, San Jose?
Quakes. See,
Yeah, they
that
went with
looks
the
90s
old
to
school
me.
Logo.
Well, I think it's
no,
a
it's a
throwback.
throwback logo.
It is a
Throwback
throwback.
logo.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's dumb.
Yeah, dude.
That's the first problem. Is they went away from
Intermedia
it
Cloud
on purpose.
Communications. I think,
That is a
in
lot
order to be
put on a
sponsored,
jersey.
like in order to sponsor a team or have your logo on a team's jersey, there has to go through like a process of let's make your logo look appealing.
Dude, they're in San Jose. They should have whole bunches of companies ready to sponsor them. Bay Area tech
See, it
money.
goes to the highest bidder. And that's
I
the
know,
problem.
but why?
So you got Yeti and Target. Both of those have awesome logos that make the jersey look cool. And then you throw in all these weird ones with like the Times New Roman font. And then you're trying to make the jersey look cool, but then the only thing you see is the Times New Roman and then like some random logo that some dude did in his basement.
At least it's not Calibri. That's all I have to
Oh,
say.
yeah.
If someone does their logo in Comic Sans, immediately right to the top for me. Just for being,
All right, San
just
Jose
for being
sucks.
ironic.
And the
This-
only one worse than them is Seattle.
This one looks like every kid.
It's their
on
rave
Christmas
green.
Eve, because they just got their pajamas from their mom, because that's what these look like.
And
This
the
looks like
stripes
pajama
are
tops.
in the light blue. It's such a weird kit. And it's got like dark blue next to the light blue on each side of it.
With a white border.
Yeah, and it's busy and it's ugly and the colors suck.
The only thing that
And-
redeems it is you get the matching slippers to go with your pajamas.
Yeah.
Tough
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, not good at
Bottom
all.
tier. And I don't know,
At least this
Basic.
one's plain. I mean, at least it doesn't suck.
but it's bottom
But
tier.
it's St. Louis City. It's just pinkish red.
I had to see it,
Whatever
see
color that
see how
is.
the texture,
Purina
the
cat chow.
design, to see if it pops. But right now,
Yeah, it's pretty
definitely
plain.
bottom for me. And another one.
Toronto looks
There's
a
a lot of
like
T-shirts
that one.
in here.
Yeah, dude.
Really white. It has the old school throwback logo. They call it the GTA kit.
I do like their crest though. Their
the,
badge.
The big T and then the FC instead of the
Yeah.
maple leaf coming out of it.
Yeah, I like that, but it's still bottom.
This is the best one in Canada.
Eh?
Vancouver.
If you're gonna, I do like it.
Yeah, they went with the throwback with the soccer ball with the Canada leaf in the middle. Big old maple leaf in it. Tellus is, whatever. But they have a yellow and white stripe around it, and it's the throwback, the 50 kit. So it's actually pretty clean. Kind of sad to see Demir wear that, but whatever.
I like it. I would put it in top tier.
Yeah.
I'm just let down, man.
Yeah.
Like these kits are nothing to be like, oh wow, check out this new kit. There's nothing exciting about them.
Last season's kits were better than this season's.
I agree.
But these are clean. There are some clean kits in there.
Yeah.
So I had to look at them. My number one, DC United. The black kit.
Fully agree with
Black
that.
and red. That was a good one. Yeah.
That one's so bold in all the right places.
Yeah, Vancouver's good too. Ours is really busy, but I like that. If you don't like really busy, you probably don't like it.
I like
There's peaks,
Minnesota's.
there's stripes, there's yellow, there's a lot going on ours. Minnesota's is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the stars.
Yeah.
So for me, I would top DC United, and then I'd have to look and see. But that's the one that really stands out.
Yeah, that's the only one that I'd be proud of. Everything else looks like it's. Oh, we got to get jerseys out this year.
All right, we'll have to remember to put the link in to. We just went through the pictures on MLS.com.
MLSsoccer.com.
MLSsoccer.com.
/news/MLS-Jersey Week. See every new kit for the 2024 season, or you can just go to MLSsoccer.com and it'll be right there on the top.
Yep. And you can let us know which ones you like, and we'll decide if you have any taste, right? No.
Well, clearly, I don't have the same taste you guys do.
No, it's interesting.
Clearly,
What,
I'm on a different page,
So,
which is fine.
what's your favorite?
I wear jerseys all the time.
What's your favorite jersey out of these?
We went DC United.
I can't even remember right now. What was it?
We'll go back through.
Gunthorpe? No. Definitely not. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Real.
Well, you know,
I
kinda
like
like
being Portland
Philly.
too. I gotta say, like compared to everything else, I still think Portland's out there.
Portland would be my number 2, and my number 3 would be Kansas City. Although
I like NYCFC. I do. Like
I just
that
don't
one.
like the wrinkles. I don't see that
fake
as
stripes.
like
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, see Miami's logo, just the Royal
Kansas
Caribbean or
City's
whatever.
looks good. Stupid Kansas City.
Yeah,
I swear, I
Stupid,
have a
sexy
jersey
Kansas City.
in that same color with the diamonds. I think it's even silver and black.
Oh, and the FC Dallas. You know, I think
Dallas is pretty cool too.
yeah, I could come up with 5 good ones that I like. DC United, Kansas City, that Portland, the FC Dallas,
What about Philly?
Philly. Yeah, it's up there.
Okay. Cool.
Those are our picks. Although I do like the Atlanta one
Yeah.
too. So there's at least 5 good kits out there this year.
Nice.
So those are our thoughts on the kits, which we love kits, as you never see Tyler not wearing a kit. Rarely.
I have a lot of kits. My wife the other day said, "Hey, we need to clean out your closet and take care of some of these jerseys." And I was like, "What does take care of mean? Are you going to put them down? Are you taking them out of my rotation?" Anyway, it was a big, long knockdown, drag-out fight. Not really. She just said, "Put them in your drawer," which is fine, and I did it. However, I then called Brant and I said, "Did your wife make you do that?" And Brant said, "I don't care. Let's talk about the team." And I said, "Let's do." So that's what we're going to do now. Let's talk about the team.
That is the secret to. There's 2 words that can lead to a very happy marriage.
Yes, dear.
Very good. That's exactly, those are the 2 words you need to know and understand, and you just say, right?
Yep.
Yep. Yes,
Yeah.
dear.
Speaking of that, breaking news coming hot off the presses. A couple of loans. You want to talk about that to start off?
Sure. We loaned, well, this isn't new, but Delence Pierre,
Yep.
I think that came out last week. He went to the Colorado Switchbacks,
So not the Colorado hailstorm.
the juggernaut that is
Right.
the Colorado.
Not them.
The Hellstorm.
No.
Because they played a few more games since they beat RSL. So
We're still their
hopefully,
biggest win in history, but they're no.
hopefully he can get some playing time. We'll see if they end up coming back. And the other one, which was very surprising to me, Kevin Lambert, who was a guy I thought would challenge for.
A starting spot, possibly.
Yeah, I really did. Maybe they're. If we look at the defenders, who's on the back line? We'll get to that, but I thought he would really push Eric Holt, maybe even Justin Glad in the center back. But maybe there just isn't room for him, and so where did they loan him out to?
San Antonio.
In the USL. Hopefully he'll get some minutes and they'll be able to bring him back. Because I really had high hopes.
I think Holt got his spot back. I think that's what it was. I think Kevin couldn't beat out Holt.
Yep. And I think that Marcelo Silva must be healthy too, if we're doing that.
Yeah.
And maybe even, dare I say, Zach Farnsworth.
Yeah.
Who is that guy?
Yeah. See?
Nobody knows.
Well, he's big and he can
He's
play center
fragile.
back. He can play outside back.
So how many center backs do we have now?
Well, if we're looking at size or where they've played in the past. Because if we're talking about where they've played in the past, we have 4 center backs on our roster. Glad, Holt, Silva, and Vera.
Which I think is those are the 4.
And judging by the signing of Alexandros Katranas, I'm not sure that's how you say his name because I have a very poor Greek accent. Shout out to Giorgio who helped me mispronounce that name. But if he's our left back, then Vera is our center back, and it's Vera and Glad, right? So then Silva's next, and Holt's after that, and Farnsworth or Hidalgo is after that. I don't know. Because we thought it was Lambert, but
yeah. Well, Bodie did get some minutes late in the season, the playoffs that we thought
especially when we went to 3 in the back, and Kevin didn't beat him out. So
well, let's just remind folks of who
Interesting.
isn't going to be on this team this year. We've got Jefferson Savarino, who is at
Botafogo
in Brazil.
in Brazil.
Damir Kreilach, who is leading the charge in Vancouver.
Bum, bum, bum.
And then we lost Danny Musovsky, who signed with
Seattle.
the Sounders, and he has to wear the pajamas. Rubio
Serves him
Rubin
right. Just kidding.
is in Querétaro.
Querétaro.
And
On loan.
On loan.
on loan.
Hopefully
See how
he'll
he
be
does. Jasper Loffelson sent across the Rockies to play for Colorado. And then we
Straight
have
up trade, though. He's gone. He's never
Yep.
coming back.
never, ever, never, ever, ever
Getting
coming back again.
together.
Scott Caldwell retired. Julio
Scotty.
Benitez was let go, a young kid. Moses Nyman, who was with us on loan from Atlanta, I think he signed somewhere else. And as we mentioned, Pierre Delance and Kevin Lambert on
Out
loan.
on season loans.
And we can talk about, we talked about it before, the new coaching and the new emphasis on different style of play, which will be interesting to see coming up on Wednesday, February 21st, when RSL plays in the opening game, the only game, the highlight game of the
Now,
night.
I also saw that we signed our first round draft pick.
Yes, Matthew Bell.
Matthew Bell from Marshall.
So the draft picks we picked, just a reminder, we had Matthew Bell, and then Kevin Bonilla, who's a defender, who I think, like a right back, who people are kind of excited about.
And did we sign him?
I think we did sign
Because
Bonilla.
there's a few guys, if you go on the RSL club and then roster, a few guys at the bottom that I never really heard of.
We drafted him, but we didn't sign
Well,
him.
there's Damian Parker-John and Josh Jones, who we drafted from Louisville, and then Max Jennings from Georgetown and Ruben Masayas from Georgetown. So we'll see what draft picks make the team. Probably going to end up on the Monarchs and playing sometime if they make the team. And we'll see. Roster compliance is tomorrow, the day after we're recording, February 20th. I don't know who Tommy Silva is.
Tommy Silva. I guess he's in camp. Maybe he's one of those guys that are in camp trying to make a spot, trying to figure his way in there.
But some of the new guys that are expected to make an impact, Fidel Barajas,
Young guy.
17-year-old from the Charleston Battery, who's a Mexican youth national, and he came from the USL Championship. He has scored like 3 goals in preseason. And preseason means absolutely
lot.
nothing.
Nothing.
But
It means nothing. But
that
a
is a good sign.
17-year-old to step in and score 3 goals, I mean,
Even after the first couple of practices, I saw an interview with Pablo was going on about how impressive Fidel was.
yeah.
So that's really good to see. So there's him in the midfield alongside
technical.
Luna. And then we have the Greek 25-year-old Alexandros Katranis. How do you guess?
Sure.
Katranis
Sounds like Patronus, so we'll go with
from
it.
Piast Gilwitz. I listened to it like 10 times to try and pronounce it correctly, but I still cannot get
You still said it 2 different ways.
I
Good
still-
job.
Piast, I'm pretty sure Piast
Okay.
is on, but Gilwichi, no idea. I'll have to listen to it 15 more times.
That's
and
right.
we have the player I'm really excited about, Matt Crooks.
Why are you excited about it, Pops?
6'4", 6'4"
Boy, oh boy.
midfielder, jack of all trades.
Love the height.
I
Right.
do love the height, and I've watched some things about him, and I've seen online where the Middlesbrough fans, sad to see him go. They love him, and he's a community guy. He's just like rolling out Demir, bringing Matt in so we can have Crook's Corner and all of that. But he's supposed to be just like a dynamite human being and a very good player. He's not like a straight-on striker, but he's also not the best
It's like
at
a
anything
hybrid
other than
midfielder combo kind of thing.
he just has a nose for goal.
Oh boy,
Mm-hmm.
he might just nick us a goal this year.
Quite a few goals. So I think, and I've read and listened, and they're expecting him to be an attacking mid AM.
Okay,
So
CAM.
he will be. He'll play probably heavily into the.
the highlights I saw, it looked like he was playing as a very much attacking type player. maybe a withdrawn second forward or something like that. But he looked tough in the tackle too. I mean, from the highlights, but hard to tell how a full 90-minute game will go. But it kind of just looks like he's an upgrade to Demir. Do we even dare say that? Because they're different players, but Dami came in as a sitting back, kind of 6, kind of taking over for Kyle, and then he kind of ended up not being able to play that spot towards the end, And we kept putting him in good spots because he was scoring goals, and so we're like, move him up the field. And by the end, it was like he can't play our system. We can't keep him. We got to let him go. We have to. And so I get why we had to let Demir go, and I think Crooks is a better in almost every way to fit our system, is what it looks like. Hopefully it plays out that way.
Yeah, hopefully we're playing aggressive. I would love to lose being aggressive instead of lose defensively.
Yeah, like going all out, like Columbus did. I mean, I hate to say, let's do what the Champs did last year, but that's a very cool style of play. Like, your team's going out swinging. Like Jason Christ always said, we always go for the win. We never sit back and go for the tie, and so we love that, and he's back. So, let's adopt that again, right?
So one thing I'm super excited about is Matthew Bell. So watching him and from Marshall, he's comfortable in the box, and he's great at moving in the slot and staying behind defenders. And one thing it looked like when I was watching some of his highlights is he is so good getting leftovers. He's very crafty keeping the ball in the goal. A lot of his highlights were not easy finishes. And I think if he's going to be utilized, we need that, second person. Chicho can go in there and do some stuff. And if he misses, he's got a back door with Matthew. So hopefully that guy steps up like Anelli did last year. But, in the striker position, that's a whole different thing coming out of college.
Yeah.
The center backs in MLS are a little bit different than in college.
Well, and there were a couple kids out of college that stepped into MLS last year. That big kid out of Orlando, right? He almost made the move to England, and then now he's back.
Yeah, that's a hilarious story.
That's a crazy story.
Wasn't he getting a transfer to Middlesbrough too?
Yeah,
and they
had
one deal.
Yeah, the team and the teams had a deal, and then he just needed to agree to personal terms. But I guess they hit one sticking point, and then they got pissed and sent him back to the States.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, there was two things that happened. They had one where they thought they had a deal.
Yeah.
And then I think another player popped up, so they put it on pause. And then they came back and said, all right, they worked it all out, but because the team didn't push submit at the deadline.
No.
Yes.
Really?
This is the story I read.
Oh, my
They did
gosh.
not push submit at the deadline. They pushed hold or something.
Pushed hold.
They did not push submit by the deadline.
Gosh.
So that's why the deal fell through.
On MLS or on the other side?
The other side.
Oh, okay.
So that's why they did not. That's
I
why
was just going to go off about how we can't be a junior varsity league. But, hey, if it was on their side, we'll just blame the British. They drive on the wrong side of the road.
Okay, so they drive on the fun side of the road. It's true. It is a lot of fun to drive that way.
Okay.
So let's take a look at where we are as of today in the roster. I think I have everything.
Okay.
Everyone here ready for us. And so we can have some predictions, some thoughts on perhaps the surprise player of the season, Emeka Naoli last year that we didn't see coming, Jasper Lavison the season before. Who is going to be the surprise player of the season? And we can break down right now. We have goalkeepers, Zach McMath, Gavin Beavers, and Tomas Gomez.
That's my surprise player of the year.
Defenders, we have Kevin Bonilla, Andrew Brody, Zach Farnsworth, Justin Glad, Eric Holt, Alexandros Catranis,
Patronus, Alexander Patronus.
We'll just call him Katie. Brian Oviedo, Luis Rivera, Marcelo Silva, and Brian Vera. Midfielders, Fidel Barajas, Michael Chang, Matt Crooks, Griffin Dillon, Emeka Anelli.
Griffin Dillon, is he a
Griffin Dillon. Who's that
draft
guy?
pick?
I don't think he's a draft pick. I think he's a player that's just on the roster might be. And some of these may or may not be.
He might not be there by the time we hit the season, right?
Yeah, no.
Because they have to cut down by what day?
To, the 20th. For Miami and Real Salt Lake, they have to cut down.
Tomorrow?
On the 20th. And I just went to the RSL roster, and who's on the roster at the website. Xavier Gozo, Andres Gomez, Bodie Hidalgo, Diego Luna, Brian Ojeda, Nelson Palacio, Pablo Ruiz, Jude Wellings. And the forwards, Christian Arango, Matthew Bell, Bertine Jockeson, Anderson Julio, Axel Kai, Elijah Paul.
That's a lot of inexperience up front.
Yeah.
There's Chicho, Julio, and a bunch of kids.
And Anderson Julio did nick some goals. He had quite a few fun goals in the preseason. One where he stole it from a defender and chipped the keeper from 50, 60 yards.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they taught him how to be onside. So
Oh, wow.
so when he kicks it in, it counts. That's his new move. Be
So
onside.
how do we want to break this down? Do we want to look at the different groups, or do you just want to maybe talk about who you think is going to be a surprise player?
Yeah, let's go surprise player.
Surprise.
Brendan, you want to go first?
Predictions
on
for
surprise?
surprise player? We doing defender,
out of
midfielder,
nowhere.
or just
The
coming
whole
out of
team.
nowhere?
Coming out of nowhere.
Well, this is what I
Anybody.
was thinking. Surprise player, and then we can talk about best defender, best offensive player, where will the team finish, and anything else you guys want.
MVP.
MVP.
And then point total, right? That's the last one.
I think surprise player. Gotta be.
And this could be more like out of the blue. Like, no one's going to be surprised if Chicho.
Right. No. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Beavers. I think Zach McMath is a stud. And at some point he pulls a hammy and he goes down or breaks his leg. Don't want to push anything on him. But
Jeez, man.
I think Zach...
His house is gonna catch fire.
You heard it here first.
His kid's
You
gonna
heard
come
it
down
here
with
first.
Sorry,
syphilis.
Zach, if you
know,
haven't listened to this, which I know he doesn't listen to podcasts, but hey, if you do, Zach, I love
his wife
you.
is gonna get into yarn. You know,
You never
things,
know.
just terrible
But,
things.
and Gavin's going to step in and just kill it. And he's
Right.
going to be our surprise player of the year. He's going to do real good. That's my pick. Anybody else have a pick? Or are you just going to hum in the microphone?
Yeah, I don't want to go with the obvious because I think we can talk about obvious
Obvious.
and the
Who's
offensive
obvious?
when we talk about who's going to be the outstanding offensive player. But I'm going to go with Xavier Gozo.
Oh, yeah? Think the
He
kid's
did
got
look good in
something,
that
huh?
game.
Yeah, if we're going to just like out of the blue, I'm going with Gozo.
Now, they list him as a midfielder, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Jacqueline. He's gonna get a bicycle kick this year.
Yeah? Pretty?
He went for a couple last season, didn't he?
Yeah, he's gonna connect.
He's going for it.
And hopefully RSL will have. There is a ton of young players, and I'm really expecting them to play more young players.
Yeah.
So somebody's going to step up. Should be interesting. So that's a surprise player. What about who's going to be the defender of the year? Who's going to be across the board, midfield, back line? Who is going to be the defender of the year?
You didn't say anything, so I'm just going to say something. It's not going to be Holt, but he's going to be close. It's going to be Vera. It's going to be Vera.
I think Oviedo.
Oh, that's bold.
Oviedo's gonna have a great start and finish.
You know what? I am really hoping that it's Katrinas.
I'm really hoping we could figure out what his last name is, so you don't have to change it 5 times in this podcast. Katrinas, Katranis.
Hurricane Katrinas.
Hurricane.
We'll just call him the Hurricane.
The Hurricane.
We just made up an...
Okay,
nickname.
I'll go with it. Alexandros. How's that?
Alexandros.
I like the Hurricane way better.
Go with the Hurricane, yeah. He's going to wipe out some teams.
He's going to wipe out some attackers is what he's going to
Yeah,
do.
I think if he can come in and hold down that left back position, it will be really, really good. I'm excited that we brought in a young player for that left back. I would have loved to seen a right back. And we could go, we don't want to necessarily go negative, but is there any player, back to the surprise, anybody you're thinking might not have a great season, or we should just ignore that?
We don't want to call on people to tank. That would be sad, like Zach McMahon.
You're trying to get a guy.
I did.
Break
I already
away, so
did that. Dang it. Oh,
we'll
I'm
stick with the
sorry.
positive.
I'm sorry.
Hopefully there won't be any player
the
that
worst.
that we are disappointed with. Kind of like, I'm thinking like Justin Glad. Last season's like,
Yeah,
where
he
did that
did
come
have
from?
Oh,
Had a
he's going to
rough
clean it up
season.
this year.
Yeah.
He's
Where-
going to.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
So, defenders of the year. What about offensive players of the year?
I'm gonna go with Chicho.
You're gonna go with Chicho.
Was that too obvious? I think everyone thinks that Chicho is gonna be our player of the year. Is that? I mean, leading scorer, whatever you want to call it. We just play better when he's in. Everybody ups their game. He's the man.
I'm going to say Oviedo. Or not Oviedo, Ojeda.
Ojeda.
Oh,
I like
Ojeda.
that a lot.
As offensive player?
Yeah, because I think that was the last thing he needed to focus on. I think last year was pretty much built around figuring out the system, where he fits, what he can do, and now he's going to have a lot of room and a lot of opportunities because he's got a foot. He just hasn't used it yet.
I am going with
Brody? Why would you
Matt.
put Brody as offensive player of the year,
Brent,
dude?
really?
There's no way,
He's
man.
not gonna be our
You
leading
think a
scorer?
squirrel run at a 45-degree angle is going to get in there every single time from the right?
He's gonna
No.
start. he's
man,
gonna
this is
start
our
nicking
host.
goals left and right.
This is our host, man.
Host with the most.
I'm going with Matt Crooks.
You're such a championship fanboy.
I am.
You are
am.
like, what? You're in the championship? Can I have your sweat?
I am not. I am not.
I'll take that towel. No, he sounds like he's going to be really good.
I'm really excited because he seems like he's going to be a player that ties the midfield together with the front line, which we haven't had for a couple of seasons.
So who do you think? So do you think Crooks is going to start, and then it's going to be a shift between like Ojeda and Ruiz
Well, I think
with Luna and Palacio, like everybody on the outside?
We doing double pivot still?
I don't know.
I think we do. I think we stick
Were we still
Ojeda in there.
4-4-2 still?
Well,
I didn't see preseason formations.
they kind of said they kind of said the way that we're playing when it in attack we have three in the back.
4-2-3-1, something like that. 4-2.
It's like a 3-5 whatever.
A
It doesn't
3-5-2
matter.
with a
It doesn't matter really, and it's funny that Pablo has told us multiple times in post-game press conferences. It doesn't matter what we start out as. Doesn't
right.
matter.
It's going to be organic.
We're gonna move and play and try to create stuff that it's gonna put the people in the right spot to do that. So we're not worried about positioning. But on defense, I think the positioning matters a lot more.
Oh yeah.
And I think that Ojeda is going to be there, and I think Ruiz is going to be the other one. But I think Palacio's knocking on the door.
I liked
know?
Palacio's performance, especially first game in. He almost cranked one into the goal from like 40 yards. I mean, that's
Yeah.
ballsy.
Yeah. And then Fidel is going to be an outside player, right? He's kind of that.
He's kind
outside
of like a
player.
Marcus Rashford.
Who's Marcus Rashford?
No, he's just this overpaid Man U guy that goes out and parties all the time.
Oh, but every now and then he nicks a good goal, huh?
He lets these 18-year-olds score, and he's just like, oh, I don't play defense.
Oh boy.
Man, we haven't really talked about it much. I mean, I think the midfield is really going to be the engine for this team this year.
Well, and I think we all think Luna's going to do well, but he's got the U20 World Cup coming up, right?
It's the Olympics.
Olympics, yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
he's on the Olympics
Yeah.
team with the U.S.
Whatever. He's not going to be here. That's the point,
Yeah.
right?
So, I think the midfield and how they were going to change play, listening to interviews across all of the different media and
KSL TV.
okay.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
I think there was one with Spence Checkers with Pablo that was really informative about how they want to play, which is how we were hoping they would play. Move the ball through the middle, get your team closer together, not ticky-tacky, whatever it is,
Tic-tac-toe.
tiki-taki, whatever it is, the Spanish style.
The Spain way.
But more of that where you are moving together as a group, bringing the ball forward, and not so much trying to play down one side or the other, switch it across the field, but more through the middle.
We saw that playing against Houston in the playoffs. We saw that naturally start to develop, and that was really nice watching the ball go through the middle.
And I think they came out and said that they wanted to play like Houston in some of the interviews.
Yeah, and I think we even said that.
That was before.
They should play like Houston because we like that.
And I saw Houston just signed Karaskia.
Yeah, they lengthened his
I did not
contract.
like that guy.
But they lost old good old Lunchbox. He's gone.
Did they? Oh,
Corey Baird, yeah.
Where'd he sign? He signed somewhere though. Somebody picked him up.
Wasn't it Cincinnati?
Was it?
Yeah, Cincinnati was replacing the cat that went.
Yeah, to Mexico, to Monterrey.
Yeah. So let's
Exciting.
talk about. Let's break down. I do think there are some players in the midfield. I think that's where the most impact is going to be. I am really concerned. Let me ask you that question. What part of the team still concerns you? Or
Attack. Because if Arango goes down or has injury concerns again, we do not have any experience up front with Matthew Bell, Bertine Jackason. I mean, Julio's there, but we found out last year he's not someone you can rely on game in and game out to start and play, 60, 80, 90 minutes. And then there's Axel Kai and Elijah Paul, who are definitely unproven at this point. So that, to me, worries me the most if Arango has any injury problems.
Well, it is interesting that we didn't loan out Elijah again. So that must mean that he's gained some sort of experience to where we're going to keep him.
I think we've always liked that kid, and we're trying to find a spot for him. I think we need to play. He needs to. Anyway, some combination of him and the team gelling needs to happen at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But also Gozo's played up top a little bit too. So
yeah, and you've got Andres Gomez. There's going to be a lot of players that are going to. And maybe that's why they haven't brought in another striker type, because they have so many other players. Where are they going to give the minutes if you have another striker up top next to Chicho? Maybe Chicho's going to be up top by himself, and you've got Andres Gomez and Fidel Barajas, Diego Luna, and some of these other players. I guess those are it.
Well, and
and Matt Crooks. It seems like how do you get all those guys playing time? And
yeah, that's definitely a concern, right? And I think Jackason turns into like the Rubio Rubin of like he runs the press the way Pablo wants, or Elijah Paul steps in, one of those two, and they become that second, third striker, whatever, because they run the press right. That's, I think, why Rubio Rubin got so much playing time. Even though he wasn't getting goals, he ran the press the way Pablo wanted, and Pablo's a defense-first coach. So,
or is he? Do we know? We don't know. This is a new year,
he
and
might make you think he's not, but he is.
I'll be interested to see how I think Axel Kai is going to get minutes. And it'd be interesting to see. It was very, very, very small sample size, but when Xavier Gozo and Axel Kai were in at the same time, they got those magical 7 minutes. I really like 7 minutes in heaven. I really liked Xavier.
He did look smooth.
I did like what he brings. Axel Kai is more of a Christian Arango type, I think, where he wants to be. He's a big-bodied kid, wants to be up top, run everything through him, maybe, hold up play back to the goal.
Physical.
So, but my biggest concern, if I have one concern, I lean less towards this goal scoring because I think it's going to be goal by committee, and I think Matt Crooks is going to make a big difference. It is the back line.
Dun, dun, dun.
So you're going to say that with Brian Vera.
I am really concerned that
Cohesion?
Yeah, cohesion.
Justin Glad and Vera have probably been training all over the place with each other.
Yeah, that we'll have to see how it goes. But just going off last season, that is still my concern because they did not bring in a new center back. We didn't bring in a right back. I am not sold.
I'm a little frustrated with the right back situation.
I'm not sold with Andrew Brody unless it's Kevin Bonilla or
Farnsworth.
Farnsworth or Hidalgo.
We might end up playing Glad at right back.
No, there's no way. See, my thing was
played some right back.
Emeka and Nelly just totally took Andrew Brody's job. I felt, especially towards the later end of the season.
And I'm actually fine with that. I'm even more excited about that. But they moved him into midfield.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand that. Especially if we're doing a 4-4-2, you want those fullbacks to be able to run up the field, and Emeka and Nelly did everything we wanted.
Except he wasn't a great crosser of the ball.
No, and it all come down to how.
But he combined better than he crossed.
He was a better bridge to the next line.
Yeah, so it'll all come down to how they want to play, what we see on Wednesday, and moving forward, what it all looks like.
What a Wednesday, though!
Yeah,
we're going to talk about Wednesday.
We're going to see. We're going to see what it's like.
What about MVP? Before we get to
MVP,
Christian Rongo.
Oh,
wait, I can't always go first. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, you just spoiled it. Are you going to change your mind? You can go with Chicho.
If you guys pick him first, then I won't say.
No,
Chicho.
I'm not going to pick Chicho.
Okay.
I'm going to pick Ruiz.
Ooh, that's good. We haven't talked about him. He has been playing.
Comeback player of the year.
Especially if he finds what he had before he got injured.
That's sweet left foot.
Oh, it was delicious.
So beautiful.
Yeah, and if the focus is on the midfield, and he doesn't have to play as much defense, and he can focus more on
being an attacking midfielder.
Well, one side or the other, where they doesn't have to do everything in the middle. Pablo could be really good.
Yeah,
but
yellow card machine.
I am just going to go with my bias, and I think it's going to be Matt Crooks.
Jude Wellings.
No, Matt Crooks. I think I'm going to go all Johnny Menendez. I'm going all Johnny Menendez like Tyler. Somebody I've never seen, but seen the highlights. I'm going Matt Crooks. I think he's going to be that magic sauce that makes everything.
He's going to be the Mullen.
Brian Mullen.
For us.
Yeah, everything's going
to.
Everything's going to kind of rotate around him, I think. Because I think he's that kind of player. Because he's not, he's kind of like not a Emeka and Nelly, but I think he's like a Swiss Army knife type player, and he can do a lot of stuff. And that's 6'4". Right?
I know you like him tall.
They can't be too tall because then they go all.
Well, you can't kiss them when they're that
can't
tall.
Go all.
You're only like 5'10", so you have to get on your toes.
Well, they can't go all. What's his name? Barty Crouch. From
Peter Crouch.
Peter Crouch. Yeah.
Peter Crouch.
They can't go up where he gets a little too tall, a little too lanky.
As soon as he left Stoke, they got relegated the next year, and they've never made it back. Poor Stoke.
So those are our MVP choices.
There you go.
Anything else we want to predict?
Points.
Points meaning who scores?
52.
Where are we going to finish?
52 points.
Yeah, team points. And where do we finish?
I can't go first. You guys go first.
Where do we... Yeah, Tyler. I don't want to go first. Let me go first.
52. I mean, go ahead. You go ahead. Go ahead.
Wait. Where are they going to finish, though? What place? Don't say yeah. So points. So Tyler, 52 points, which is 2 points more than last year. Think they're going to be better than...
I'm trying to drink my water so you guys can answer those questions.
What about yours, Brennan?
63, second place.
Wow. 63, second place. Tyler, did you have a place you want to add there?
Yeah, I'm going to go with third.
Third.
Yep, we're going to ace out a couple people.
52 points is going to be like sixth place.
No, dude, it's going to be way tighter this whole year. Everything's going to be compact. The San Jose's of the universe are coming up, and the Colorado Rapids are not going to be a doormat. It's going to be compact this year.
Oh, man, I am. What do I think? No, well, actually, want me to explain my thoughts?
Yes, please do.
We're on a podcast, so I guess that's what people do.
I think that RSL is going to struggle out of the gate. New coaches, new players, new formation, new style of play.
Tough schedule.
I don't know if we're totally aligned with the universe just yet, but
not yet.
But Matt Crooks is gonna. He's our Swift Army knife. He's gonna bind us all together.
Him and Pablo.
And if you look at our schedule, it is a pretty tough schedule.
Yeah, we go
on
east
paper
to start. in Miami, who basically had the best record in the last, besides the last 4 games of the season when they tanked. They pretty much had the best record in the second half of the season. They have freaking Messi on their team, right? Like, that's a big challenge. We'll dive in and talk about that in a minute, but yeah. So what's your position? What's your points? We got to get going.
Oh, I know.
Pick your number.
I'm leaning more towards 49 or 50 again. I'll say 50.
And what place?
6th.
6th.
A lot of faith.
No, because if you look at we have a killer schedule to start. We don't go through the whole season, but we start with Miami. Inter Miami.
At Miami.
I wouldn't be surprised if we pull off a win because of all of the shenanigans that Inter Miami has gone through in the offseason.
Right.
And they have the most chaotic front office probably in Major League Soccer.
There's been a bit of chaos happening.
But then you go St. Louis. Then you're home against LAFC.
Those are both the 2 top teams from last year.
Yeah, and then you're home against Colorado, who I think Colorado is going to be a surprise team.
And by then it's their 3rd game, our 4th game, and then it's a rivalry, so
you go to
Vancouver.
Never know. You go to Vancouver. That's going to be tough with the Dami effect. He's going to come out and
want to beat us.
I was going to say, he might not be playing because his back will be hurt. But
he'll be
I don't
out.
want to wish any injuries on him.
No, we're not wishing injuries.
No.
We're just expecting them.
Except for
and then
Zach
you're
McMahon.
back to St. Louis, back to Minnesota, who is tough to play at Minnesota. Columbus, the defending champions.
Then it gets a little easier after that.
I think Chicago, I think that's the first easy game, but they've made some improvements. Then you're Philadelphia. Then you're Sporting KC, who is probably going to be better because they finished strong.
We basically played the top 4 teams in the East last year. And the East, according to Brandt, is the best.
It was.
Compared to the West.
Then the Galaxy, then the Sounders, then the Rapids again, then FC Dallas. I think FC Dallas is going to step down. Seattle's going to be tough. Then Austin, they suck. So it just does not.
But you never know when they're
And
nick a game.
Just going off of.
Stop saying that.
Just going off how the teams
annoying.
played and how they finished last season. I expect RSL to start slow and then build through the season. They're hinting at bringing in another player, perhaps.
RSL is?
Before the window closes on April 23rd. And I could see them, if that doesn't happen, building through and us getting another player, perhaps.
What transfer is still open, though?
The primary transfer window for Major League Soccer is open till April 23rd.
I know, but what other leagues are still open for transfers?
Oh, they don't have to be open.
They don't?
No, you just have to negotiate with them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's good.
So you can negotiate with those teams. You can bring a player in, especially if they're out of contract. So it's going to be tough, but I expect them to build and be right where they were last season, but in a much more positive mindset.
You got Chicho Arango, you got Matt Crooks, you got Pablo Ruiz, Diego Luna, you got Gomez, who's in good form. You got a pretty stout back line, excluding for the questionable right back. And with the possible big spending of another striker to enhance Chicho Arango, which I think is the route they're going to go. I don't agree with this. We're going to lose at the beginning. I think we're going to have contenders every game. I think LAFC, we've had their number a couple of times. I don't think that their way of playing right now is sufficient to win the league. I think St. Louis had a really good run, and then they started to see some negatives, and I think that's going to carry on to this season.
Kind of got figured out, and we got them twice at the first of the season. It's kind of a strange
I could be wrong, but
occurrence, but
I would rather be just a little less
hopeful.
Not hopeful, but a little more pragmatic to start.
He'd rather be surprised to the positive
I'd rather
side
be
than the
surprised
downside.
Then,
So he'll pick 6th, and then if they're 5th, then he's like, hey.
Yeah. Which I think I've seen anywhere from the pundits, the experts, that I've seen RSL anywhere from 8th to 4th, somewhere in there.
So we're going to talk about the Miami game.
Yeah, let's get started on the Miami game. We're all going to be there, front row, on our couch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Couches.
really cool that we got front row tickets. That's pretty cool to the season opener.
You can almost
in
touch
Miami.
Messi. You can.
Yeah, we're never going. We're not going.
Oh, geez.
Sorry.
Not this game.
Not to this game. Not to this Miami game. But a lot of people are going, so that's cool. There's kind of a large contingent of RSL fans, especially Argentine-based, wanting to see Messi. So hopefully he doesn't play.
It's the home opener. He's got to play in the home opener.
Late 90th minute, come into the game and nick a goal, but we're already up 3, so it doesn't matter. And the ref gives us 2 penalty kicks. Now, Brant, why is it important that the ref give us 2 penalty kicks?
Because we're going to miss one and then get the other?
I honestly hope, I have a hard time with this, I honestly hope that they can't find refs.
You have to have refs to have a game, Brant.
Well, I hope they don't find refs because right now the refs, the professional
PRSA?
Repping,
not
soccer,
PRO.
Professional Soccer Refs Association, PSRA,
PSRA,
are locked out because they're in negotiations for a new contract with Major League Soccer
and the pro refs
and the pro refs. So I'm hoping that they can't find refs because they go, you know what, we're going to stand with our
Alan Chapman's just too good of a ref. We got to bring
fellow
him back.
refs, and we aren't going to cross the picket line. We're not going to. I don't know if there's a picket line, but we aren't going to cross.
Yeah,
and we aren't going to have replacement refs. But that's probably not going to happen. So
but they started the lockout yesterday.
Yeah, it was Saturday.
Yeah, the lockout is on now.
So it could be an absolute disaster.
That's why I want a bad ref to ruin this game.
Just because they're getting treated too unfairly?
Well, I haven't looked it all up, but there are some things that they're asking for, and negotiations have not gone well.
Well, like one thing is the team flies charter now, right? Well, the refs fly commercial, so they don't even get business class. In fact, MLS said, no, we offer business class. And then one of the refs replied and said, yeah, you offered me 6 business class upgrades on my 32 flights. You know? So he was like, yeah, I fly coach, which is fine. But, you know, if the team's flying charter and I don't even get upgraded to business class every time, like, come on. Come on. Hook me up a little bit.
I've seen if they may take up to 70 flights. Right.
Really?
Yeah.
And people say, well, why don't we just have refs in the neighborhood? It's like, well, there's refs come from everywhere.
Get the ref from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Get the neighborhood ref. Wow. What kind of refs do we want? We want the best refs.
Yes. And this is a constant message we try and, since I am at least the avowed ref lover,
pro ref.
Can't have.
But he's got to be over 6 feet tall.
Refs can be tiny. That's more fun to watch them run around. But no, you have to have refs. You have to have the game deserves refs. And I've seen online a lot of wankers going on. Oh, you know,
wankers. Wow, dude, language.
Some of these people that just don't get it, right? They don't deserve that. You know.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. These refs have actually done a good job.
The same guys and gals that complain about the refs getting a little bit more and making the job more desirable are the same ones that yell at the refs every single game who couldn't ref a game if you gave them the rules, the laws of the game.
And a whistle.
And a whistle. You know, half of them, I bet half of them couldn't find the right side of the whistle to blow.
Yeah. Well, positioning is a big deal. Anyway, it's interesting that they're locked out. It's nuts. I don't think we've ever seen a labor dispute like this. But you're all pro labor dispute, right?
Oh yeah, sure, okay. Absolutely. Well,
Brennan, you big on labor dispute?
I don't even care.
So if they just grab some college ref and throw him in there, that's
cool with you, I care for that. I just don't like understand. I've always said that, like, you know, I wish we treated the refs like they do in rugby. I feel like that's the
dignity.
Respecting of the rules. I feel like soccer players are getting away with impeding on rules and kind of being a little bit more schemy in a sense.
Yeah.
And I think that takes away from the love of football.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yeah, and we've talked to people on this podcast about treating refs with respect and how we lose so many of them because you got 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old kids learning the game, and you've got these guys
grown men yelling.
grown
at
men
them.
yelling at them, the same ones that are complaining about the refs maybe getting more than they have.
Yeah.
And so we've got to change the culture when it comes to officiating.
Yeah.
So-
if you're yelling at a ref and it's not at a Real game, you're doing it wrong.
And you shouldn't yell at a ref at a Real game.
You shouldn't yell at a ref in general.
And if you are going to ref, come up with something creative.
Yes.
Make it fun.
Yeah. And that's what I do. Usually I yell fun stuff at the
I would
ref.
love to hear us get the "That's so embarrassing" chant going. Instead of ref, you say, "That's so embarrassing. That's so embarrassing."
I like
would
that
love to-
better. That's way better.
It's
Yeah,
so much
we
better.
should
You
do
know,
that.
everything over in England is better.
No,
Everything?
Everything.
not everything.
Except for the beans.
And the names of the towns.
Yes, if you can pronounce it.
Strappingham upon Avon upon Schoppenheimer.
I am a bit of an Anglophile. I do enjoy. I do enjoy going and visiting over there, and I do like the game. But that's where I'm from. That's where you're from.
I'm from West Valley.
No, your
Yeah, me
ancestors
too.
are from
Oh, yeah, my ancestors are from
all
there.
of them, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm white.
Yeah, we're pasty. We're just as white as they come. Anyway,
I'm Welsh.
so
least on one
predictions
side.
for the game against Miami. What do you think?
3-0 RSL with 2 blown calls that give us goals, and then they go sign the refs to the full after the game before the rest of the season starts. So only one game is influenced by the refs that
I
were
think
MLS.
if
refs.
RSL goes in there,
That's
and
my
has a good
prediction.
game.
Yeah.
What about you, Brent?
2-0 RSL.
I'm going to go 3-1 RSL because I think this is just absolutely ripe for an
For
RSL.
Messi to sub in late and get one.
Yeah, just absolutely ripe for RSL to go in there as the underdog. It's just a great
Yep.
talking point. As the
Ex-dog.
coach, you can say, nobody wants to see you. Nobody's here to see you. You go out there and show them why they came to see us.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
So it's
Love
going to
it.
be exciting. So, any other thoughts or predictions? We've got RSL from 6th to 3rd, 50 to 63 points. Anything else you want to bring up before we get to some of the
Messi.
Messi? What do you want to say?
Suarez. Like, this team is stacked with talent.
Somebody get bit this
That
year.
is my
Will
question.
somebody get gnawed on? Who is it going to be? When is it going to be?
That is a great.
No.
I still
I-
want to see it.
He's gonna chew on some big old center back that just.
It
keeps
just yeah,
pushing
he's
him
going
around
to
all
watch
game.
like Twilight series the game
Yeah.
before, and he's just going to be like,
I'm guessing it's gonna be one of the Dallas center backs. Those guys are
think
really
so?
physical. Yeah,
Bro,
I think he's gonna start.
I think
gnawing
he's.
on one
I
of
think he's
them.
going for fame and fortune, and the next time they play LAFC, he's just going to go straight for whatever his name is. Who's the guy?
No, I've heard.
Chiellini? He retired.
Oh no, not Chiellini. Their striker. Oh man,
Danny Boanga.
Oh,
Boanga. Yeah, he's going to go right in there and just gnaw on
yeah.
that little ear of his.
I don't know if Boanga's signed yet, has he?
I don't think so.
But I do think that, Luis, they have said that, he's gone through counseling and, he goes to those meetings. Yes, my name is Luis Suarez and I bite people.
He also gets cortisone shots in his knee.
I'm a border. I'm a biter. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this team plays out. And they signed somebody else today.
Who?
In Miami.
Oh, Miami did.
They had
Not
another
us.
player.
Okay.
So,
Didn't they just get a new goalkeeper?
Drake Callender.
Is that who it is?
Callender's been their guy for a little bit. He's been getting a little bit of U.S. national team. He's a young guy for a keeper.
Yeah.
so we're back in business. That's right.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
So, thoughts on your other teams? You want to get to the Come On Crawley update?
Yeah, we do. We actually really want to.
Excellent. Well, let's get to the Come On Crawley update. They are back in winning form.
Yes. Come
They
on,
won
Crawley.
2-0 over the weekend, and on the final day of the transfer window for England,
Yeah.
they signed Jeremy Kelly.
Jeremy Kelly?
The Jeremy Kelly.
What?
The Jeremy Kelly.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh, man. He's been on my bedroom wall forever. Right next to Matt Crooks. Those two. I mean, I've had so many pictures of me just laying on top of that poster.
So,
Oh, boy.
Who's that guy?
where was he playing for?
Colorado.
Oh, he was playing in England, obviously.
No, he
Rapids.
wasn't.
He
No,
wasn't?
No, he is an American who went to the University of North Carolina and was playing. Just signed with Tulsa. I think it was Tulsa with the USL.
Oh, the
and he
Roughnecks,
signed
huh?
for a 6-month through the end of the season for Crawley. He's an American. He actually played against Real Salt Lake because I was tweeting during the game on Saturday and saying hi to my, imaginary best friend, Gary Smith, voice of Crawley Town, and he made a point. He says, "Yeah, I was talking to Jeremy, our new signing, and they mentioned that we have fans from all over the world, and he said that he's got fans from Salt Lake, and he says, oh yeah, I played for Colorado and against Real Salt Lake.
Oh, wow.
So in 2021, I think it was, Colorado beat us 5-0, and I think it was the middle of COVID. The game that Colorado beat us 5-0, he was played in that game, but he only had like 6 appearances.
I don't think that game ever happened. I don't remember ever losing to Colorado that bad.
He had 6 appearances with
Maybe I have to lock it
Colorado,
out.
and then got
It's too
loaned out. But yeah, he's through the rest of the season, and he's had an impact. They've been really impressed with him. He started the last couple of games. He's a nice midfielder. He's good. He's really good with the ball.
Nice. That's great. Now, I didn't think Americans could play in the lower leagues. I thought the National League was only
There's only a certain amount.
like 2 or 3 foreign players.
He might be the first Crawley player
to be American.
To be American, they mentioned.
Oh, cool.
But surprisingly, I was really hoping that he would impress them, and he has. I've seen a lot of comments that they like him. And he should be able to play. If he's played in Major League Soccer, he should be able to have an impact in League Two. Mm-hmm. And Crawley, we are, I think, in 15th place, but only about 5 points off of the playoffs with about 15 games to go. But they did have some information come out that is really kind of concerning. We're only like $11 million in debt.
Yikes.
In League Two?
In League Two, yeah.
Ooh, buddy.
Yeah, they had a fan forum that I watched online. But and they talked to Jeremy Preston. They didn't want to talk about finances. Like, literally the next day the finances came out. It was like they're $11 million in debt. But there are very few teams in the EFL that actually make money. Just like Tyler's mentioned many times before, you make your money when you sell your team.
Yeah. You don't buy a club to cash flow.
But it is they are kind of concerned that they are, which makes it kind of hard for them to
spend
offload
more
the
money.
team.
Yeah.
So, but we have had a really good season. People were hoping that they might pick up a more of an impact player, a scorer, to make a push for the playoffs. But we're still right there. We're only 5 points out, and things could go our way. What about you guys? How's your teams going?
Hoyland's doing awesome.
Your teams spend like $11 million a week.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure just to get them into the building, they have to pay $11 million.
And they're in 6th place. But hey, you know what? It's better than Arsenal a couple years ago.
Kobe Mainu. I got to say, Kobe Mainu is something special, man.
Is your new fave?
Oh, yeah. That last second goal he did.
Against Luton?
No, not against Luton. It was 2 games before. Crap. Can't remember. They were yellow or something like that.
Villa? Aston
Was it Villa?
Yeah, they won 2-1.
It was like 96th minute, something like that.
Sure.
And
West Ham? Wolves.
Oh, it was Wolves. Yeah, it was Wolves.
4-3, because they came back and won that game 4-3.
Yeah, they ruined it, and then still magically came back and won it. It was a beautiful touch, and then he dribbled, and this is gorgeous.
Yeah, and then West Ham. Mm-hmm. But West Ham's lost to everybody, including Nottingham.
Yeah, that's
pulled them right off the bottom almost.
Yeah, and we didn't really do too hot against Luton Town. I was quite
barely
surprised.
A win.
Yeah, but that whole team's barely anything.
Yeah,
frustrating.
Well, over on my side of the pond, my boys, Arsenal, they actually came back, did really well, beat Liverpool, which I honestly didn't see coming. Liverpool's been playing really well, but there's Arsenal challenging for a spot. And with Man City tying their last game, Man City still has a game to play to catch up, or a game in hand. But they're 2 points ahead of Man City and 2 points behind Liverpool. 1, 2, 3.
I heard Man City's going to get pretty beaten up with that issues that they're having.
Yeah, they said they're probably due about a 50-point deduction.
Plus, might even get relegated.
They're 53 points. So that would put them at 3 points. And the bottom team is Sheffield with 13 points. So they would get relegated.
Yeah. Well, this might be the season that if they
That would be so
docked them
funny.
50 points, they wouldn't get relegated because the teams down there. So, well, I guess
Yeah, Austin Trusty Sheffield United are sitting on 13. But don't worry, Burnley's right there with them, 13 as well. Luton and Everton are tied at 20, but the only reason they're tied at 20 is because Everton got a 10-point deduction. So
Everton did?
Yeah, they're really
Yeah.
30, but they had a 10-point deduction. They're 8-6
What
and
did they
11.
do?
same
Same
thing.
thing.
They only had like 1 or 2 or 4 counts.
Yeah, so they got done with it quicker.
Oh, so that's going to be something massive for Man City.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. And then there's hints also that Nottingham Forest has been overspending. They just brought in their third keeper of the transfer window. So they're probably overspending and
They
violating the rules of fair play.
Everton and Nottingham Forest were also charged again.
And Nottingham is 6-6 and 13 record.
So
So they're right there as well with only 24 points. So, but Crystal Palace, our parent team, not really. Same ownership group.
they're struggling.
Yeah, they're struggling as well. They're having a rough season, but they're hanging out at 15th. So
And Brentford's not far away.
yeah,
from
they're right
danger.
there. Same 25 points. But
So anyway,
tiebreaker. So there's your Premier League update.
and your Crawley Town update, the most important part of it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
So,
for sure.
but anyway, we just want to say thank you for listening. And did you want to bring anything else up?
Yeah, Brennan needs to bring something up. Something about a.
Oh, yeah. This podcast is brought to you by Ghost Pickle. That's right. Do you pickle? Do you like to pickle? Do you sit in the kitchen and think, what would be better? Standing in the kitchen or hearing a dink? You know what? Let's mix them both together. And that is pickleball. The most stupidest sport besides tennis. That is pickleball. But
Wait, is tennis the stupidest sport then? If
some people say.
Oh, okay.
But
Go ahead. Sorry.
anyways, if you're over the age of 30 and looking for a new sport, pickleball is your thing. Also, but I would realistically say Ghost is a wonderful product by our great friend Brandon Steinekert, or as I call him, B.
We're close.
We're
first
super
letter
close.
basis.
He's got some wicked designs on his paddle, and his paddle's not bad. So give him a shout.
And grab
Order
a
some stuff.
sweatshirt too.
Grab a
Those are
sweatshirt. Yeah, the sweatshirt he was wearing, it was pretty gnarly. I'm
Yeah.
going to buy one myself.
Cool.
But yeah,
you-
unofficial sponsor / official sponsor.
And if you would like to check that out, check out our last episode where we interviewed Brandon Steinecker, where he took us through his creation of how we're going to start games this year, which is going to be really cool. So show up early to the stadium and cheer loud, and that's where we start that new chant.
We are Real.
We are
Nosotros.
Nosotros somos Real.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Somos Real.
Yep, it's going to be cool.
All right.
Good evening, or no, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Thanks
Thanks,
for
Truman.
listening.